These are 17 new shortcuts that you requested. From choosing a future calendar event and texting it to someone, have a shortcut record, transcribe, and then summarize using ChatGPT. Add a movie to a reminders list and see where it's streaming. Customize your action button whether you're in an app or even on the home screen. Find nearby friends when you're traveling. Get a notification on your iPhone when your iPad is charged. And many of these requests come from my shortcuts community, which you can join at create.beard.fm for free. And if you support the community with $5 a month or $50 a year, you get a special Shortcuts request form, and I prioritize those in these videos. You could watch my Shortcuts 101 videos ad-free, hosted there on Circle. And if you support the channel with that $5 a month, you also get access to my Shortcuts database, where you can search my past history of shortcuts, download it right there, and even browse by device or topic. So join for free or support the channel at create.beard.fm. Let's get into it. All right, this first shortcut request came from a YouTube comment, and they wanted to be able to select a future calendar event and then text that event to someone. So this shortcut starts by having you select a date from the calendar picker, finds all the calendar events on that day or in the next 24 hours from when you picked, shows those events in a list, and then when you pick an event, which you can actually expand this action and select multiple events if you would like, it will send that event as an ICS file where someone else can add it to their calendar in a text message. And if you send it to the same person every time, you can tap the recipient here, add their contact, and it will automatically text them. Let's run this. We can pick a date. We can choose the current date or a date in the future. Here's some of my upcoming events today. I can pick one, and it's going to get the ICS file. You see it's attached it right here in the message. I can type a contact and send it to someone. And again, you can do that for multiple events if you'd like. This next one came from Erica in the Shortcuts community. And they record a lot of videos and want to just be able to automatically send it to a WhatsApp group chat. Now, WhatsApp is a little more complicated, but you see right here, we can have a 2-action shortcut. And this shortcut automatically starts recording as soon as it's run. You can expand this action and actually specify the quality, and if you want to start recording immediately or on button press, and then it will automatically take the video you just captured and text it to someone. So if I run this shortcut, it's going to start recording a video automatically. See, this is the front-facing camera, which you can choose front or back camera. And once you stop recording the video, you can trim it up here or just tap Use Video. Tap Always Allow the first time, and that's going to create a text message with the video ready to send to the recipients you already specified. Now, if you wanted this to be a WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp only offers 2 actions, send message via WhatsApp or send a photo. In order to do any kind of media, you have to choose the send photo. And you can choose send video here, but you can't automatically choose a recipient, which is unfortunate. So it'll work with iMessage, and I'll include a link to that shortcut and all the shortcuts I'm talking about in the description. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be able to automatically do WhatsApp. This next one is from Jacob on social media and Jesse H from the community. They want to be able to just talk at their phone for a while and then record, and then that audio is attached to an Apple Note, but it's also transcribed and summarized automatically. Now, voice memos on iPhone and iOS 18 can do a transcription and record, but you don't get a summary. You can manually send that to Apple Notes, but this shortcut basically does it for you. This is going to format a title with memo and the current date. It's going to use the record audio action here in Shortcuts, which has been a little more reliable and will stop recording when you tap the screen. I went for several minutes and it didn't cut me off. Then it's going to create an Apple Note, attach that audio, transcribe that, and then I have a prompt here that's going to take the transcription with a prompt for ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to summarize and give me some keywords, and then it's going to add that answer from ChatGPT to the Apple Note. So when you run this shortcut, it automatically formats the date. You'll have to tap Allow the first time. It's going to just start recording your voice. So this is recording me, creating an audio file. You do have to keep the screen on, so you can throw your phone in your pocket, but you have to make sure that you don't put the phone to sleep right now. Talk for as long as you would want, tap to finish the recording, tap Always Allow, then it's going to attach that file to a note. It's going to send that to ChatGPT, which ChatGPT action has been a little buggy, but then it will add the summary and transcription to a note. You can see it successfully added the audio file and you get a transcription and summary. This is actually all Apple Intelligence, so it will do that either way. But if you make sure you're signed into the ChatGPT app and maybe open it before running it, you'll see this summary and bullet points were generated by ChatGPT, and the shortcut will automatically append those to the same note with the audio file and the Apple transcription here. All right, this next request came from 1CS Earl on a YouTube comment, and in a previous video, I created a shortcut where you can search the iTunes store and add a movie to a reminders list with the artwork for that movie, the title, and basically it can be an on-running list of movies you want to watch. But they also wanted to know, can you learn where that movie is streaming when you run the shortcut? So I've added some actions down here, and it's using the Just Watch service, and the movie that you chose in the beginning will be added to this search query, and it will show a website right here in the shortcut with the results of the Just Watch search. So I'll run this. I'll search for a movie like Dune Part 2. It's going to show me a list of movies. These are results from the iTunes Store or Apple Movies. Choose the movie that you intended. It will add that to reminders and will automatically open the Just Watch search result for Dune Part 2, and you can see all the places that movie is streaming. Then if I go over to my Reminders app, you'll see Dune Part 2 was added here in my inbox. You can change what list this goes to. Plus the link to the iTunes Store, if you want to rent it, is automatically included in the reminder, and even the movie poster is added right here. All right, this next shortcut was based on a new action in iOS 18.2, which allows you to get the current app on screen, and then you can adjust what happens depending on the app. Now in my last video, which I'll link above, I was able to do it when an app is open, but many of you requested, can you also change it so the action button does something different when you're on the home screen of your phone as opposed to a specific app? Well, I figured out you can change this action. This is the Get Current App action, but instead of getting the current app, I chose Get Visible App. That also works on the iPad if multiple apps are on screen. Then for the second action, I did If Name. So you do have to tap that, and instead of app, choose name down at the bottom. And then, if name does not have any value, which is what happens on the home screen, then it's going to open the Shortcuts app. And these if statements you can create for as many apps as you would like. So I have another one where if the visible app is Safari, it's going to get what's on screen and run another shortcut I'm going to show you in a moment that summarizes anything, even recipes. And one more, I said if the visible app is the camera, turn on my filming focus mode. So now that we're on the home screen and I set that shortcut to my action button, I can hold the action button and it's going to go back to shortcuts because that was my if statement right here. Open the Shortcuts app. Then if I'm looking at Safari and a website, I can hit the action button and that if statement is going to get what's on screen, which is the website, take that URL, get the contents, send it to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT is going to give me a summary. And I'm going to show you this shortcut in a second because it's able to summarize anything, anywhere. Now that I'm in the camera, I'll hold the action button and the if statement sees that this is visible, and now you'll see the filming focus is on and confirms it here in the control center. So now you can have your action button do something different, whether you're on the home screen of your phone or in any app. Our Davina in a YouTube comment wanted to be able to find screenshots, but by date. And so this shortcut asks you for a range of dates, start and end date. Then it's going to get any screenshot you've taken between those dates and show them to you in Quick Look. So when I run this shortcut, I can choose a specific date. I'll go with the beginning of the week, and then it's going to ask for a second date. You can use the current date or choose another date. I'll choose yesterday. And now it's just going to get all the screenshots that I took during that period. You can see it's mainly shortcuts and iOS stuff, but now I can just browse the screenshots taken within those dates. Remember, links to download this shortcut and everything else is below in the description. Now, Elliot was asking for a shortcut that automatically texted a friend when they get on the bus, but only during certain times and only on weekdays. So this shortcut, which you could download, formats the current date as the day of the week. And the if statement means only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So only weekdays. Then I have a second if statement here that if the time is before 8 a.m., they were asking between 6:30 and 7. Hopefully this will work just any time before 8 a.m. on those days. It's automatically going to send a text, I'm on the bus, and then put the recipient you want right here. Then you can set up an automation. So I'm going to go to the Automations tab, hit the plus button, and here we're actually going to choose Leave. So when you leave a location. Now you can also do the time range here, so this doesn't have to be a part of the shortcut, but choose your location, which would be your bus stop. And once you search for your bus stop location, you can actually click on the circle here and actually increase the range of this geofence or decrease the range. So if you want it to trigger when you're outside this or make it further or smaller, you can do that. And once you choose your bus stop location, if you want to specify the time, choose to run immediately, hit next, new blank automation, and then just search for the run shortcut and then search for your I'm on the bus shortcut. Choose the shortcut, hit done, and now your friend will automatically be texted that you're on the bus every time you leave that location, only during the weekdays, only during those certain times. Next, this comes from David in the YouTube comments. He travels a lot and wanted to know when he's traveling if he could search his contacts and find out who he may know in the area or friends that are nearby. Now you do have to choose a specific part of the contact card that you might have saved. So what I've created here is a shortcut where you can specify the city, either type it or you can use your current location, and then it's going to go through your entire contacts list, find any contacts whose street address where their city includes what you typed or chose, and then it's going to take all of those contacts and format a little text block with their name, address, and how far away they are from your current location, and then create an Apple Note with all that information. So when you run this shortcut, you choose the city, you can do current location or type the city. I'll choose current location, and then it's actually going to show you a list of contacts in the area. Now, once you see the list, you can choose multiple contacts from this list and it will aggregate those multiple addresses, or you can just choose one, hit done, and now it's going to create that Apple Note with that information already listed. So here it is. You see it created the note. I have it titled automatically with friends nearby and then today's date. It will list the friend's name, their address. They don't live there anymore, don't worry. And if you selected multiple contacts, it will list them all here in the note. And now you can find what friends are nearby you in a city or your current location. All right, Susan from the community wanted to know if they could create a notification where they'll get an alert on their iPhone that their iPad is charged. And yes, you can actually do this. What it requires is a third-party app called Pushcuts. It is free to use if you create up to 3 notifications. Because of this shortcut, I've actually crossed that line into 4, so I started paying for it, but it is free if you're just creating 3 automations. Here in Pushcuts, what you would do is tap the plus button. You don't have to do a lot here, just title a notification. We'll call this iPad charged 100%. I'm going to delete this part, I don't really need that. And then this is the notification you'll actually see on your phone. So I'll paste that. That's all you need to do here. I know there's a lot of fields and it can be confusing. It's a powerful app, but that's all you need to do for this particular notification. Now, copy the URL down here. That is all you need to do on your iPhone. And you need to set this part up on your iPhone or on whatever device you want to get this notification. Now, what you want to do here on your iPad, we're going to go to the Shortcuts app, go to the Automations tab here, and you do have to set this automation up on your iPad because this is the battery we're wanting to check. And under the automation, we're going to set up a new trigger for battery level. I'll tap battery level. Now you can have it say when it equals 100% charged, or if you want to be notified once it equals 90% or above, you can do that. But let's do 100. We want this to run immediately. Don't notify when run. Go to next, new blank automation, and you only need to do one action for this shortcut. Just search for get contents of URL. Tap that action, and in the URL space, you're going to paste the URL that you got from Pushcuts. I pasted that URL here. That's all you need. Hit done. And now whenever this iPad battery reaches 100%, I'll get notified on my iPhone that it's charged. And you can see this is what it looks like. Once my iPad charged past 75%, this was a different automation I set up, you get this notification on your iPhone. So now wherever your iPad is charging in another room, you can know when it's fully charged. This is specifically for Michael in the Shortcuts community. He supports the channel, so thank you for that. But he uses a website to search the Missouri criminal records fairly often. I don't know his line of work, but this is what he does. And so he wanted to know if he could kind of bypass the whole search and really just shortcut it to the name and year. So I created this shortcut. And what you'll notice in a lot of websites, when you do a search, even if it's through like a form search, the URL that you end up with after you search basically tells you where your search terms are put. So this is what the URL looks like when you do a search. And basically all I did was replace parts of the URL with variables that I'm going to prompt above. So you can type a first name, middle name, last name, type in a year, and then it will automatically open the website with this search already done. That's the last action here. So I'll run the shortcut. I type in my name and I can search for a year. I'll hit done and it will automatically open that website and you'll go directly to the search results. And clearly, no, I have not committed any crimes in Missouri. All right, another special community request was they read Apple News and they wanted to be able to send an Apple News article via email to themselves with the title in the subject and the URL to the article in the body of the email. So that's exactly what this shortcut does. It works from the share sheet, gets the URL and title of the article, and formats an email, and you can have this automatically send to yourself by expanding this last action here, turn off Show Compose Sheet, and just add yourself as the recipient, and then this will happen automatically. Let's go try it in the Apple News app. Now, one thing I have found is Apple News articles vary widely depending on the source, whether it's CNN or Politico, and the kind of article. But let's just try it on the CNN article. I'll hit the share button. We'll choose the Apple News to email shortcut. Now I got a privacy warning, which you may find. I went to the eye icon here, over to privacy, and I reset my privacy settings here. So let's try this one more time. Now you'll see these always allow pop-ups. So I'm going to tap always allow. You should only have to do this the first time you run the shortcut. So this time it took the title of the article and put it as the subject line, but it actually got the full text of the article and put that in the email. Maybe that's actually more of what you want if you just want to read the article in the email. It's a little finicky. Sometimes it gets the URL to the article. Sometimes it just does the plain text. I'll try to keep working with it, but this at least gets you the content of the article you're wanting to read with the right subject line. All right, Tynan on Blue Sky wanted to set up an automation where he'll be notified if it's going to snow tomorrow, get an alert so he knows to put out some salt. So this shortcut, what it does is it gets an hourly forecast. What you'll want to do is change where it says Juneau. I did that because it's going to snow there tomorrow, and so it'll work now. But you can change this to your city, and then the forecast will be tailored to you. Then if the weather conditions contains the word snow, this is going to show me a notification. Otherwise, it won't do anything. Now, if I run the shortcut now, I believe there's snow in the forecast in Juneau, Alaska. Well, the forecast must have changed because now you can see there's no snow in the next 24 hours. So let's go a little further north. Hey, I finally got it to work. I had to go all the way up to Nuuk, Greenland. But I got the notification because there is snow in the 24-hour forecast tomorrow. Look, there's snow. So change that to your city of choice, and then you can add this in an automation. So you can have this run every day. We'll do time of day, maybe whatever time you would actually want to put out salt for the next 24 hours. Run daily, run immediately, don't notify. New blank automation, and then choose our run shortcuts action. Choose the Snow Tomorrow shortcut, which you can get in the description. Now every day you'll get a notification if it's going to snow the next day, or it won't do anything if there's no snow in the forecast. All right, Eric from the community was asking, can you get the events for the next week, maybe on a specific calendar, and text that to his spouse so she has an update on any events that might make them late coming home from work? So what this shortcut does is when you run it, it gets the events in the next 7 days, and here's where you'll need to customize it. It has calendar is kids events. That's what I'm using. Change this to whatever calendar you put your events on for work. And then it gets the information of those events, formats it in a text message, and then choose the recipient down here so you can choose your spouse. I'll hit play. They specifically wanted events that were just after 3:30 p.m. or before 9 p.m. So these are all the events in the next days on that calendar between those times. And then you can choose the text recipient in the shortcut, and this will automatically send when you run it. And if you want to adjust the time when those events are happening, I have it formatted here. Anytime an event is after 3 p.m. or 15, kind of in military hours, and before 22 or before 10 p.m., those are the events it's going to pull. But a nice way to be able to send a schedule to a significant other automatically for the next week. All right, Omnamron in a YouTube comment wanted a shortcut that would basically summarize anything. So I created this Summarize Anything GPT. You run it from the share sheet. It's going to get whatever contents are at the URL that you are sharing, going to send that through a prompt, and I have a little special text in there about recipes, which is going to be really helpful, sends it to ChatGPT, and then shows the result in Quick Look. Now you can add an action at the end like add to Apple Note if you would like, but I can run this anywhere. So let me go to Safari. Let's say I was looking at tax information and it's super boring. Well, I'll just hit the share sheet, go down to my Summarize Anything GPT. It's going to get the text of this website, send it to ChatGPT, ask it for key points in bullet point format, and now ChatGPT gave me the summary right here. And I can run this shortcut anywhere where I have a share button, and it's loading a URL, including things like social media. And because I added that little part of the prompt about websites, here I am on an almond flour pancake recipe. I'll run my Summarize Anything ChatGPT, and because this is a recipe, it's going to specifically pull out the ingredients and the steps to cook. And there you have it. I didn't have to read the insufferably long story about the recipe creator's grandmother or whatever. I just get the ingredients, the steps, and I'm done. Cyprian wanted a shortcut. They basically showed a QR code for the same Wi-Fi network and password every time. So we can just show it to people and they can connect easily. So this link to the shortcut that I'll put below, it's actually going to ask you for your Wi-Fi network name, your password. You do have to type it in once. And then this shortcut will forever be set up to give you a QR code so that when someone scans it, they can connect to your Wi-Fi network. Our last two here, Nicole from my Shortcuts community was asking for a reminder to grab their wallet when they leave the house. Well, I can create an automation pretty easily for this. We'll tap plus, choose leave, then you want to choose your home location here. I'm going to choose a random location. Now this is only going to run once you'd leave that location, so it might only trigger a couple minutes down the road, but hopefully it will still be able to remind you and you can go back and get it if you need. We want this to run anytime, or you can choose certain times of day you want it to run, but we'll just do anytime, run immediately. And this can be a pretty easy shortcut. We're just going to start with a new blank automation, and now we can choose show alert. We'll have it show remember your wallet. We don't need to show a cancel button, and we can preview this to see what it looks like. I'll tap play, and there's a big ol' alert here at the top of your phone, remember your wallet. And if we need even more warning, we can choose to vibrate the device. That's another action. We can even have this play a sound for us. And you don't have to do anything to this play sound action. It will just do it automatically. I'm going to move it to the front so you can hear it. Shows me the alert and vibrates my device. All right, and finally, someone was asking about automatically changing Apple Watch faces depending on time of day and whether they're working out. Now, unfortunately, they were also asking for things like music automations, and I have not found those to be able to run on Apple Watch when your iPhone is not around. So if you wanted to change your watch face based on time of day, which I have a number of those, or another thing that I do is when you start a workout, your watch face can change. So let's choose the workout, say when a workout starts. You can even choose what kind of workout. So you can have different watch faces depending on what workout you're starting. We want this to run immediately. We'll hit next, new blank automation, and then just search for watch. And under the watch actions, you can see get my watch face, set always on screen. That's another action you can do. But set watch face is the action you want here. And then you can choose what watch face you want to change to. I wish this was more of a visual representation because if you have multiple modular ultras, there's no way to see which one is which. But you could select a watch face, and now whenever you start a workout, it'll change to that. Then you can also choose when you end a workout. So when you stop the workout here, the watch face goes back to something that you wanted, your normal default. You can also change the watch faces based on time of day, locations when you arrive or leave, and more. But like you saw, there's no way to play music or a radio station on the Apple Watch through shortcuts. But I do have a whole video on shortcuts that do run on Apple Watch and uses for the Apple Watch Ultra action button. If you want to see those, I'll link that video right up here. If you have any questions, and keep those shortcuts requests coming, I look at the YouTube comments, the community. Leave comments below this video. Go to create.beard.fm and join the community there. Support the channel with $5 a month, and I'll prioritize your request. By the way, if you want to know what this is merch for my tech podcast, Primary Technology. You can subscribe at the links below as well. And if you want to see my last shortcuts video where I built even more shortcuts that you requested, you can check that out right up here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.